Good morning, everyone. It is Friday, September 3rd. Welcome to Trading Rebels, and this is your watch list for this morning. Taking a look at the S&P futures. Overnight, the S&P futures were incredibly quiet when I looked before heading off to bed. It was a few points here and there, and that was it. It was really, really quiet. This morning, you can see we're taking a little bit more of a move up. We're up about 40-some points in the Dow. Asia was pretty green. Europe has been pretty green. So we'll see if we follow that here going into the weekend. The S&P is up just over 6, almost 7 points as we head into the open. Nasdaq's up 22 and the Russell's up 7. Now, before the market opens, we get that monthly job report. So that is definitely a market mover. This whole watch list or whatever, it's frustrating because sometimes you're like, oh, I've put together this great plan and I'm so excited about it. And then we get some, whether it's economic data or maybe just some news in general, and you're like, oh, well, crap, that's not at all what it doesn't work. Here's the thing. That's just the way it works. And I know that people get really frustrated because we start out the day and things are looking really good, and then everything, maybe it flatlines. Maybe we get that sell-off, which we've seen an awful lot. I'm going to pull up yesterday's chart. Yesterday's chart, not today's. There we go. Right? So we start out, we're like, oh, hey, this looks like it's going to be an okay day. No, okay, well, at least we're hanging out in the range. And then this. And really not on anything. Nothing exciting happened. It wasn't as though there was some sort of, terrible event, but this is what happened, right? And then we fought our way, working our way back up into where the fall initially fell, or the real fall started here on this candle here at the 115 candle. And we came right back up to it. Very frustrating. It stops us out of a lot of trades. It makes us very uneasy about holding overnight. But you know what? That's part of trading. And we aren't in the type of market like we were back here. Look at this. Pretty much straight up. We had a few dips, right? Pretty much straight back up. A dip, straight back up, a dip. And these dips, especially these last few, have come right around option expiration during like that month. During the month, within a few days of that. So definitely take note of that. I've seen a lot of people also posting about it on different Twitter sites and stuff that like other traders. So this is something that everybody has definitely been noticing, is that we've been taking these dips right around option expiration this month. That is September 17th. So mark your calendars a few days before that. Maybe take a little pause for the cause. Okay, so this is what we look like going into today. Remember, everything can change. It's not that, oftentimes it's like, nothing you picked worked out. Yeah, well, that's just the way it works sometimes. You know what? I see something in the store. I think I'm going to love it. I buy it. I bring it home. I cook it, and it's terrible. Although I never have that problem with Brussels sprouts because those things are awful. Okay, well, anyway, I know. Little side note from picking on my friends who love those things. All right, here's a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin, look at this nice little bowl. We have a few days up. We're over that 50,000 mark. It's been a pretty tough battle to get up over 50,000. We'll see if we hold that here. So let's take a look at a few Bitcoin plays to start out our watch list. Mara and Riot, super easy to trade. Coin is, I'm putting Mara and Coin on my list. We need to see the follow through in Bitcoin. But Mara, I am looking at the 10, 15, 45. So we had a bit of a pull yesterday along with, a lot of charts. But we are still holding. We opened higher. We closed higher than the previous day. So this is still a very nice uptrend intact. And we built a little bit of volume even though we closed downside on this candle. So I'm looking at Mara here for an entry over 43.45. You can see that'll clear out some of this volume that we have here, the volume profile. There's a video in Trading Resources about volume profile and how I use it. But of course, everybody has their own way of using those tools. So Mara, Coin.
FT, Future FinTech.
Coin here, this one got up above this level, this resistance level that we had drawn in, and came right back to it yesterday again. Bitcoin and the overall market didn't help this very much. So this staying over this particular trend line is where I am looking. Now, it is going to be opening up a bit higher here on this today. It is near the top of this, the body of this candle at 272.65. So looking for a move over that 272.65, maybe 75 for an entry. And on coin, I'm going to be watching the 290s. Now, I know they're a little bit further out. Watch the ones that are a little closer, like the 280s, and see if they pick up some volume. And then I will move that that strike in closer. That's kind of what I'm thinking right now. And don't forget, we had this gap that we just filled yesterday. Gaps sometimes are pretty tough to fill, so we came up, we hit it, and pulled back a little bit, and Jack says hello this morning. That's him. Well, since we're talking about Bitcoin and plays with Bitcoin, yes, PayPal is not a strict Bitcoin play, but both Square and PayPal have Bitcoin exposure. Now, Bitcoin had this really nice move up on volume, followed through like for a hot second, came back in below the 50, looking for an entry back up above the 50 and looking to break this trend line, this downward trend line here in PayPal. I like the 1015 290s. Let's take a look at Square. Square back below the moving averages. This is a squeeze, right? You don't need to necessarily have a squeeze indicator to see when things are squeezing. It simply means that your moving indicators are squeezing. Everything's coming back together, and when you have tighter price action, that's exactly what you get, is a squeeze. Anyway, okay, so looking for this move back up. I'm going to go above this fib line, not just the 20, but you have the 3 and the 8. We aren't driving price down. You can see this lower trend line here. It's a nice little channel that we are setting in. It's a pretty symmetrical channel here too. Like it over the fib line, or if we look to move up a little bit higher, take it through yesterday's open. In Square, I am, poop. Actually did, that's funny, I looked at it and didn't even write down the ones I was actually looking at. Yeah, go figure, these things happen. Oh, the 270s, sorry, the October 15th 270s. I know, it's just one of those things. Okay, moving on, let's take a look at a deer. Right, look at, oh, I was going to start singing a doe, a deer. No, not going to do it. Okay, nice bullish candle here yesterday. Didn't really put in a lot of extra volume, but since earnings, we've made this nice little move up. We took a little rest, and now we're turning back up. We have a high there of 434 that I'm kind of targeting as long as we get through this trend line, right? Yes, I know, trend lines everywhere. These are really helpful to help show you where potential resistance or support is. So I encourage you to draw them in on your chart. Deer looking really nice here. I like the October 15th 390s. Pretty much all of these are in October, by the way. FDX, haven't talked about this one in a while. It has just been quite the downtrend. So looking for a trend reversal on this. It's a little bit less clear, but we're getting ready to move into a holiday season, hard to believe, and looking for a trend change in this. Now, be very cautious with it. I like it up, maybe up over that 20, definitely up over the 8. It's going to be, maybe not the most ideal trade because we're looking for that trend change. But UPS yesterday, look at that. The trend is changing there. So maybe trying to capitalize on getting that trend change just a little bit earlier. UPS 2 up above the 50 now is beautiful. FDX, I would keep an eye on the 270s. SoFi got a mention on CNBC yesterday, so it did take a little bit extra of a pop. But this one came up on the 3-8, and we had an engulfing candle on Wednesday. Yesterday followed through really nicely here, close at the 20. We do have this point of control, but there's nice room between that 20 and the 50. So take a look at SoFi, and these are nice and cheap. I actually like this for equity being down here, but the ones that were being bought up were the October 15s. And again, like this for equity as well. I think you can throw this in and be really patient with it. I think SoFi is a good trade. Okay, let's take a look at some of those bigger names. Tech yesterday, just kind of, right? Facebook, looking for a reversal here up off the 8. Very simple. Very nice move up. Took a little break. Totally okay for these things to take a break. Look and see if we get that reversal up off of the 8 there in Facebook. I like the 380s. NVIDIA, big move up after earnings, consolidated a little bit. Would have liked to have seen a little bit more of a pullback here to the 8, but looking at NVIDIA now to continue its climb, 225 or 230 there in NVIDIA. 225 or 230 strike there in NVIDIA is what I was trying to say. Snow, oh my goodness. So this one got a shout out from Motley Fool over the weekend. It has been in our watch list a lot, especially through here. We traded it a couple times. We had this nice gap up after earnings. Came back in, kind of a funky tail, but look at that bounce. The 20, really on this, I'm kind of discounting that tail because that was overall market, the overall market as well. But what is pretty nice about this little rest here, right? We took a nice rest, and now we're very thoughtfully continuing this climb and looking for a breakout, pure breakout play here, looking at the 310s. Plan, another one of these earnings winners that gave most of it up, but came back in yesterday, really pretty strong here. I like this. A little bit larger of a doji type candle and came right back into that price action, looking for a continued climb in Plan. I like the 67.50s. And then as much as, oh wait, I have two others. I didn't quite set them up, but look at Home Depot over the 20 move here. Lots of room to that trend line. I would take a look there at the 330s. Lowe's, beautiful, big move off of earnings. Plenty of rest period, pushing up off of the 8. I would now look at the 210s. And as much as I hate to do it, I have to look at Apple. Apple putting in near, I think it is an inside candle. I'm not sure if that bottom wick comes out of there. But look at that doji candle. So yesterday, and Michelle brought this up, like looking, is this a shooting star? Yeah, to me, a shooting star needs to be a little bit higher. Yeah, so like above this. I would have seen this a little bit more as maybe an inverted hammer type candle. But whatever you call it, doesn't really matter. It's whether or not you see the potential trend change. And this candle still, it had opened higher, closed higher than the previous day. And then yesterday we came in and put in this doji. Is this doji the look of a trend change? Honestly, I don't know. There was some rumors about the Apple Card. We hear these constantly, right? We have the new iPhone getting ready to come out in their devices in their September event. It's just these things, we know that they're coming every year. And I'll tell you about Apple. They, as far as the company is run, I know big bad Apple, some people just really hate them, but they're really smart. That's probably why we hate them, is because they're doing things right. Even if you don't like Apple, you have to respect the fact that they have gone out and said, you know what, we're going to make all of our own chips. That's the way that they're made exactly the way we like. We're not going to give away that technology. Well, they were also very smart. At the very beginning of this pandemic, they went out there and started securing chips. So GM, the car makers may be without, but I'm pretty sure all our iPhones will have chips. So anyway, taking a look at that, I think this doji candle is looking for a high. I think we will break that 155 here soon, and I would look for a pullback more toward the unveiling of the new iPhone. That's how I read it. Doesn't mean that's how it's going to happen. The chart does not care what I think, but that is how I'm reading Apple right now. And to be fair, I do own a longer position of equity in Apple. We have been in and out of Apple a little bit. I do have a half position left in those 155. So I don't want you to think I'm talking it up just because I'm in it like that. I'm just stating what we have seen before going into these unveilings. It's just what Apple is doing, and it's what Apple has done. So, okay, that is it for me this morning. If you have any questions, please reach out. Heather C. at givingtreetrading.com. I hope you have an awesome day, and I hope to see you come trade with us.